Hey everyone, I'm going to be going over how Batman supports gun control. Now, it might seem ridiculous at first that Ben Affleck is supporting gun control through his role of Batman, but it actually makes sense if you consider his logic in the film, which is basically saying nothing because his logic is terrible. So, the problem with Batman in this film is that he says, Superman could kill everyone in the entire world, therefore I must kill him. So basically, he's infringing on a person's right to life. Superman didn't do anything wrong, he doesn't deserve it in any sense. In fact, he spends most of his time doing good things for others. So, he harms no one, but Batman is saying that he needs to be harmed because it furthers the common good. He says, there's a chance that a bunch of people could get killed by him because of his power, therefore I must kill him. Now, it seems completely ridiculous because it's very wrong, but what a lot of people don't recognize is how applicable it is to modern gun control arguments. So, let me run you through this a bit here. A lot of gun control people will say, these weapons could be used to kill a whole bunch of people, therefore we must ban them. And the problem with that is that people have a right to own property, including weapons. Now, I think it's kind of understood among everyone that owning property is a right to some extent, but some people are comfortable essentially making exceptions whenever they feel like it, particularly in the case of weapons. They say, there's a chance people get hurt, therefore we must exclude this from the right. Or basically they're saying it's not a right because we can exclude it whenever we feel like it. So, gun control is really supported by Batman in that film. That awful logic is basically the same logic being used to support gun control. We can infringe an individual's rights if there's a threat that a bunch of people get killed. So, if you like Superman, you should probably be opposed to gun control. Now, the X-Men, who are very political in their nature, they were made in the 1960s as a racial allegory, but what was interesting in the first X-Men film in the year 2000, they did make a slight reference to gun regulation. Senator Kelly was in a support of mutant registration, meaning that all mutants had to get registered by the government and couldn't go to public schools. Now, that sounds awful on the surface of it, but he makes a pretty common case. It's a very wrong case, but he makes a common case for it. He says, these children are more dangerous than any handgun. We don't allow handguns in schools, so we shouldn't let the kids in schools. Now, he kind of is being logically consistent here. He's saying that these children with their superpowers have the danger of normal people with guns. And he's being consistent there. That's where your argument leads. You can't say that superheroes would be supported under the law if you support gun control. I don't know if you've ever seen any X-Men films, but Cyclops, one of the main X-Men, he has incredible heat vision. He can burst through walls, metal doors, everything pretty much, with his heat vision. And this is pretty much better than any weapon that humans have. I mean, he can break through anything. It's better than any automatic weapon. It's better than rocket launchers. It's a really good weapon. He can destroy tanks with it. If he wanted to, he could destroy tanks with it. So, if you're supporting gun control because people could hurt a lot of people, then under your regime, Cyclops would have to be blinded. You'd have to cut out his eyes because he's using his heat vision to his full extent. And that's horribly wrong. Everyone knows it is. Just like killing Superman is wrong, and just like banning people's property is wrong. Which people are happy to admit that there's a right to property, but they pretty much kind of crap all over it once they realize that that includes weapons, because they because they're opposing private ownership of weapons. It's immoral. People need to recognize that people have rights, and as soon as we do that, then we can start treating people more like individuals instead of threats they represent to other people. Thank you all so much for watching.
I also recommend you check out Fire Drake Satiric. It's a very excellent channel. I saw it, and I really liked it because it had very impassioned speaking and talking about the economy and a few other things. So I strongly recommend that you type it in the search bar right now, press enter, and check out the channel. There is some great stuff on there. Thank you so much for watching.